Hi there, my name is Booth Teeters. I'm going to be talking about the group All Hands, All Hearts. When I met them, they were all hands. Was doing relief work in Nepal and had come across them, was really amazed with the work that they were doing. We were helping build shelters after an earthquake knocked a lot of homes down. Previously, had done relief work in New Orleans after Katrina, and when the hurricanes hit the Caribbean in 2017, I wanted to help. I applied to work with them, was accepted, and then they asked me to become a team leader in St. Thomas. And that's when I noticed, along with others, that something seemed off. There was something wrong. One of the things was we were suddenly diverted to build a school when everyone that was down there was thinking we were going to be building shelters for people. We personally saw people sleeping under houses that were very dangerous, being wet and miserable, and we wanted to get them in homes. Well, we were diverted to build a school because a large cruise line wanted the publicity of building a school. They made a huge donation to All Hands, but said, but you have to build us a school and put our name on it. And this happened. This is when a lot of us got a clue that All Hands was about the corporation now instead of the volunteers and the recipients, that they were about the bigger picture instead of the individuals. And it used to be about the people. Well, I have never been a victim of All Hands. I'm not reaching out because I'm angry about what they did to me. From St. Thomas, I went to Puerto Rico and I helped lead teams there a little bit and work on homes, and we did some really good stuff. But I started hearing about more problems, more things that made me think there's something wrong with All Hands now. And there are a lot of bad things that have happened to people. I'll talk a little bit about that, but the general concept is this group that is now masquerading as a small nonprofit that really cares about individuals, the recipients, the volunteers. They're a large corporation that will absolutely disregard an individual who is suffering for the greater good from their point of view. The bigger picture from their point of view will always trump an individual who was raped, who was horribly disfigured, lost a limb. It just doesn't matter compared to the bigger picture and the organization's reputation. A friend of mine, Rocky, was horribly injured. She was crushed by a building in Asia on a site, and All Hands did nothing to help her as a group. Some people in the group did donate personally, and that's wonderful. But once I became aware of this, I started addressing on their USVI page, on their Puerto Rico page, on every page that I could, hey, here's the GoFundMe link. Why aren't you sharing this? Why aren't you helping take care of Rocky? She's family. She's been on so many sites for so many years. She's bled for this group. And they did nothing. They wiped away any existence of that project because it was embarrassing. There were problems that happened. People didn't do their job right. They didn't take care of their family. Well, they certainly could have. All Hands is an amazing fundraising group. In fact, they make you fundraise when you're on a site. You can't just go and work. Now their protocol is, you're here as a volunteer, you need to do your own GoFundMe and hit up your friends and family for money. They didn't do that with Rocky. Now, those of us individually who know her, we helped. But the group, the corporation, no. She's dead to them because she's an embarrassment at this point. There are also women who have been raped on site and raped by volunteers, other volunteers. The world isn't black and white. It's not automatically All Hands' fault that a rape happened, but how they handled it and what they did to say, hey, what can we do to prevent this in the future? That's where All Hands dropped the ball. That's where they are failing these people. Our goal, there's a group of us who are fighting against All Hands. It's not to destroy the group. It's to make it safer. Our goal is to help people be on site, give recipients what they need after they've survived these terrible disasters, and be able to go home safely without a terrible, terrible experience following them home. They're not just ignoring these victims. They're silencing them. They're shaming them. They're deleting comments when anything negative is mentioned. There are people employed by All Hands whose whole job is to just scour the internet and try to scrub out bad comments, bad PR. This organization's problem isn't that it approves of rape or that it approves of people being crushed by a building and losing a limb. The problem is that they just only care about their corporation, about their image. They're hiring CEOs who get results. They're hiring people at the top level who run businesses. Volunteer work should never be a business, and All Hands can do better. They can improve and get back to where they were. That is our goal. Thank you very much for listening to this.